The United Nations is a peacekeeping agency that intervenes in conflict resolution. In the case of Ukraine and Russia, the UN has also presented a resolution. So let's talk about it. As the General Assembly continued its extraordinary session on the issue, member states overwhelmingly adopted a resolution urging that the Russian Federation immediately halt its invasion of Ukraine and unconditionally withdraw all of its military soldiers from that neighboring nation. The Emergency Extraordinary Session, the 11th since the UN's inception, convened on the 28th of February, less than 24 hours after the Security Council was compelled to do so by a vote, following the Security Council's inability to adopt a resolution condemning the Russian Federation's recent actions in Ukraine. Deploring in the strongest terms its aggression against Ukraine in violation of the United Nations Charter, the Assembly also demanded that the Russian Federation immediately and unconditionally reverse its decision on the status of certain areas of Ukraine's Donetsk and Luhansk regions on February 21st. The resolution was approved by a vote of 141 in favor, 5 against, and 35 abstentions, reaffirming the 193-member international body's commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty, independence, unity, and territorial integrity. The Assembly demanded that the Russian Federation immediately cease its unlawful use of force against Ukraine and refrain from any further threat or use of force against any United Nations member state, while also condemning Belarus's involvement in this illegal action and urging it to uphold its international obligations. The text urged the parties to adhere to the Minsk agreements and to work constructively in relevant international frameworks, such as the Normandy format and the Trilateral Contact Group, to achieve an immediate peaceful resolution of the conflict through political dialogue, negotiations, mediation, and other peaceful means. On the humanitarian front, the Assembly asked that all parties provide safe and unrestricted travel to destinations outside of Ukraine, facilitate speedy and unhindered access to individuals in need of aid within the country, and protect civilians, medical and humanitarian workers, and journalists. It also demanded that all parties fully comply with their obligations under international humanitarian law to protect civilians and civilian objects, condemning all violations, and requesting that the UN Emergency Relief Coordinator provide a report on the humanitarian situation in Ukraine and the humanitarian response within 30 days. In introducing the draft resolution titled Aggression Against Ukraine, the representative of Ukraine stated that the United Nations was established to safeguard future generations from the scourge of war, but it is now up to the current generation to save the world from war once more. Regardless of a country's problems, he believes that aggressive combat is never a solution. His country has been fighting missiles and explosives for about a week, he said, adding that the Russian Federation is attempting to rob Ukraine of its right to exist. He expressed gratitude for all professions of support and solidarity, as well as those member states that have absorbed Ukrainian refugees, and stated that 500,000 people have fled his country. The Russian Federation has committed several war crimes, he claims, citing the widespread use of indiscriminate weaponry such as aerial bombs in civilian areas. Many cities and villages have been shelled repeatedly, killing residents, including children and an Indian student. He also commented on the fact that a missile was dropped on a Holocaust memorial, saying, "What an irony." The Russian Federation's envoy, while urging member states not to accept the draft resolution, stated that his country is aware of the unprecedented pressure that Western allies are applying on a significant number of countries. We will not be able to halt military operation under the terms of this document. On the contrary, it may inspire Kiev radicals and nationalists to continue determining their country's policies at any cost, he said. The Russian Federation is aware that nationalist battalions are organizing provocations involving civilians, which will ultimately be blamed on his country. Furthermore, military gear, such as rocket launchers and artillery, is being put in civilian neighborhoods, he said, adding that the Russian Federation will set an example for the United Nations leadership in this regard. Refusing to approve the draft resolution is a vote for a peaceful Ukraine, free of radicalism and neo-Nazism, living in harmony with its neighbors, he stated. That's all we've got for today. Leave your thoughts in the comments box below and let us know what you think about the situation as a whole. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel as well. Thanks for watching today's video, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.